Hello students, today we are going to start the third chapter, that is elements, compounds and mixtures, which you have already done in class 7 as well. So here you can see the flow chart of matter. No, it can be divided into two parts, pure and impure substances. Pure substances may be elements and compounds. Now elements are of four types: metals, non-metals, metalloids and inert gases. Compounds are of two types, inorganic and organic. Impure substances may be homogeneous or heterogeneous. Now you see, I have highlighted the key words. What is an element? Pure substance which cannot be converted into anything simpler than itself by any physical or chemical process. Example, hydrogen, nitrogen, etc. And elements are made up of only one kind of atoms. So at present 118 elements are known, out of which 92 are naturally occurring and 26 are artificially created. Now let's go through the characteristics. Each element consists of only one kind of atoms. It is composed of individual atoms or molecules made up of atoms. Why molecules? Because all atoms cannot exist independently. So they combine to form molecules. They are pure and homogeneous. Homogeneous means which has the same composition and properties throughout. They have fixed melting and boiling points. They cannot be broken down into any simpler substances. They may react chemically with other elements and compounds. Now here you see an example. Hydrogen reacts with chlorine in diffuse sunlight to produce a compound, hydrogen chloride. Potassium reacts with water, as you can see here, to give a compound potassium hydroxide and release hydrogen gas. Now, metals, they have metallic luster, non-metals don't have. Metals are hard solids, non-metals can be soft solids, liquids or gases. Metals are malleable and ductile. Malleable means can be beaten into thin sheets. Ductile means they can be drawn into wires. Non-metals neither malleable nor ductile. Metals are good conductors of heat and electricity. Non-metals are bad conductors of heat and electricity. Metals are sonorous, they produce a sound when struck. Non-metals are not sonorous. Examples of metal: iron, gold, silver, copper. Non-metal: hydrogen, nitrogen, sulfur, phosphorus. Now here, one thing to remember is that exceptions, okay, they are very important. Sodium and potassium, though they are metals, they are soft. Mercury is a liquid metal. Zinc is brittle, that means it breaks down, okay. When we try to apply pressure on it, it breaks down. But can you break iron bar? No. Tungsten is a poor conductor of electricity. Now non-metals, iodine and graphite are lustrous, they have shine. Carbon fiber is ductile. Graphite, though a non-metal, is a good conductor of electricity. And of course, you all know diamond is the hardest naturally occurring substance. Then let's come to metalloids. Combine kar doge. Now let's come to metalloids. These elements have properties of both metals and non-metals. Example, you see boron, silicon, germanium, arsenic, antimony. Then noble gases, they are chemically non-reactive in nature. They are inert. Inert means chemically unreactive. They are all gases and they are found in traces in air. Traces means in very little amount. And these are the noble gases: helium, neon, argon, krypton, xenon and radon. Now let's move to compound. A compound is a pure substance which is composed of two or more elements which is chemically combined in a definite proportion by mass. Okay, they are made up of different types of atoms which are chemically combined to form molecules. And the smallest unit of a compound is always a molecule. And the properties of a compound are entirely different from those of its constituent elements. For example, sodium chloride. It's a compound, it is made up of sodium and chlorine, which is combined chemically in the ratio of 23:35.5 by mass. The properties of sodium chloride, which is a compound, it is completely different than that of sodium and chlorine. Sodium is a soft, highly reactive metal. Chlorine is a poisonous greenish gas with choking smell. And when we get the compound sodium chloride, it is white crystalline solid, which is non-poisonous and useful. Isn't it? We add it daily to our diet. It is added to our food as a mineral, and it also adds taste to our food. Now, compounds are atoms of two or more elements which are combined chemically in fixed ratio by mass. They are pure and homogeneous. They have definite melting and boiling points. The constituents of a compound can be separated only by chemical methods. They cannot be separated by physical methods like filtration, sedimentation and decantation, distillation. Now let's see an example. Mercuric oxide is a compound which is made up of mercury and oxygen. On heating mercuric oxide, they get separated. We get mercury and oxygen, but only on heating, not by physical methods. Now, during the formation of a compound, energy is either absorbed or liberated. Carbon dioxide is formed when carbon and oxygen combines together and heat energy is liberated. So it is an exothermic reaction. Now, when nitrogen monoxide is formed from nitrogen and oxygen, there is an absorption of heat energy. So it is an endothermic reaction. Now, compounds have different chemical formulae representing their molecules. For example, the formula of sodium oxide is Na2O. Another example is water, which is a compound made up of two elements, hydrogen, which is a combustible gas, and oxygen, which is a supporter of combustion. They combine in the ratio 1:8 to form water, which extinguishes fire. So what do we see? The properties of water is entirely different from its constituent elements. Thank you.